We all know that young gorillas and humans are called babies. But did you know that a young goat is a kid? A cheetah is a cub? An elephant is a calf? And a kangaroo is a joey? Mammals are born fully formed like the whale. The tortoise has to work hard to break into the world. And the koala grows up in its mother's pouch. Hi, I'm Jack Hanna. Join me on Zoo Life to learn more about the animals of the world. People talk about the special bond between mother and child that you can find all through the animal world. There's no doubt in my mind that animals feel love. How you doing? You know, I don't know what it is about babies, not just human babies like this little baby here, or baby giraffe, or baby gazelle, or baby chimpanzees, whatever it is. Maybe it's the innocence of the animals. For whatever reason, one of the most popular places in a zoo is right where the baby animals are. Chicago, my kind of town. Children of the city have got to be one of the most riveting sights to see, especially at Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago. Debbie, it looks like there's a lot of excitement here in the barn today. What's just happened?
Well, about 10, 15 minutes ago, Missy, who's one of our goats, just gave birth to twins, and that's always an exciting part here at the zoo.
So these were just born, both of them?
Mm-hmm. A male and a female.
Wow.
And right now what she's doing is clearing off the afterbirth.
You lick the babies clean?
Mm-hmm. Does a couple of things. One, actually her licking helps dry them off so that they don't get cold. And also the licking stimulates them, like, you know, our babies might get slapped or something. It helps stimulate their breathing. This was the first one that was born, and we're still working on the second one.
Yeah, the second one looks a lot bigger than the first one. A lot bigger.
Sometimes you get that, you never know. Sometimes they're the same size.
Look at that.
I don't know very many human mothers who are up on their feet and eating their breakfast right after birth.
You know what's amazing, Debbie, is to watch that's that animal's first nursing, and how did it know where to go?
They basically know where it is by instinct. They have a really strong instinct to suckle and find food very quickly. They're hungry. Being born is very hard work.
Now don't start nursing me. Hey, hold it. Hey! Ever hear the expression, a face only a mother could love? Well, fortunately, there are a lot of beings in this world, both human and animal, that are willing and able to step in for the natural mother when a baby needs extra help. At zoos, aquariums, and other facilities, we often find these little guys in nurseries. There are a number of surrogate mothers to be found that get a special fulfillment from this relationship. One of the most respected and dedicated mothers I have ever met is Pat Sass, senior keeper of the Great Ape House. Pat, I have not done this bottle fed in a long time with 3 girls, but they're all grown, but I haven't lost touch, have I?
No, as long as she's taking it, so far you're doing okay.
Well, I'll tell you what I have lost touch with. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, you got the better job.
No, don't ask me to do that. Woo! I never got to change the little boy's diaper, and I'm not going to start now. Now, what's your name?
That's Zuwadi.
Zuwadi. Boy, you're a good-looking gorilla. What happened to Zawadi's mother?
Well, Zawadi's mother is okay, but he developed a medical problem, so he needed to be hand-raised.
Now, who do I have here?
That's Tabibu,
And how old is she?
a couple months old.
And look at the feet on this one. Look at the feet. I've never seen
Marbles.
pigmentation like that. It looks like a marble.
Her
this.
father is Gino, and all of the babies that he has fathered have either had marbled feet or white.
Can you hold Zawadi up a minute, sir? So far,
Are you ready?
I've been seeing his bottom here the whole time. I can't seem to see how handsome he is.
Good-looking guy, aren't ya? You good-looking.
Boy, he is handsome. This boy's gonna be big. I can tell from those hands. Look at the size of those hands. This male is gonna be big. He is gonna
Are
be
ya?
big. What's he doing?
He's just playing. Sure, he's just all excited, aren't you? Are you
Look
excited
at him.
and you like to
His
be
mouth is
tickled?
open, so he's having fun.
Just like kids do. With a big belly, like a Buddha belly. A Buddha belly. Yeah, that's what you got. It's like a little Mack truck.
How long will he stay in the nursery? Because it looks to me like he's going to take this place apart in about 2 more weeks.
No, he's okay. Actually, when they're about close to a year, they get moved back to the ape house. And then we have a program where we have a female, Debbie, who's about 27, and she's never had her own babies, but she's an excellent foster mother. And we will slowly introduce him to her, let them bond, and then she will teach him to be a gorilla. Right now, he's between a gorilla and a people because of being mother-raised and hand-raised.
Now, what do you think is easier, taking care of human babies or gorilla babies?
Well, it's like having a kid so that your life isn't your own. It belongs to the gorilla. And again, if you have to go out or do anything, either it has to be where you can take the baby with you, or you have to get a babysitter. Though I admit it's a lot easier to get a babysitter for a great ape than it is for a human. Yeah, I really enjoy working with the animals, and especially with the great apes. I don't know, I just feel that I don't know, maybe in my other life I was a gorilla. I don't know. So, and I like their personalities and their toughness. They're probably one of the neatest animals around. Fall over.
We visited Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida, and found there was no shortage of baby animals or guests to enjoy them. We didn't waste any time in asking about the newest arrivals on the Serengeti Plains exhibit. And we learned that raising baby giraffes can be a tall order, and more than a handful, to say the least. We spoke with zookeeper Chris Allen about these beautiful long-necked creatures. Now, how big is a giraffe when they're born?
They stand about 6 foot tall and weigh about 150 pounds.
Yeah. You know, I can't believe that the baby, what, it falls 6 feet to the ground?
Yeah, we don't have a doctor out here, you know, to slap them on their tails, so the ground actually wakes them up, gets them breathing, they take their first breath that way.
So what kind of a mother does a giraffe make?
An excellent mother.
A lot of the babies, most of the baby giraffes, they stay with the mothers?
Yeah, the mother's milk is pretty hard to reproduce, so we put them in the nursery as a last resort. Give them every opportunity to survive out here.
We feed them twice a day?
Grain in the morning and hay in the afternoon.
Look at those tongues. Now, Chris, as far as drinking water, how in the world does the giraffe do that?
Well, that's a very difficult task for a giraffe. What they'll do is they'll splay their legs forward. That'll get their breasts down closer to the ground, and then they can drink their water that way. They also graze that way on grass, and that is when they are accessible to predation.
A giraffe's legs may appear to be fragile, but they are actually a source of strength. So when a newborn at Busch Gardens was born with legs that were less than powerful, special attention was paid. Unless it's absolutely necessary, animals are rarely hand-raised by humans, and in this case, it was worth it. I heard about this success story when I visited at Busch Gardens Outback Nursery with Ruth Barroso. Something was wrong with Callie's legs. Did she have braces on?
Yes, she did. It wasn't really that there was something wrong with her leg. She was just too weak to stand. She was born a little prematurely. If we wanted to get her up or down, it took 3 of us to move her, and we'd have to hold her up and then walk her around the nursery. In the Shriners Hospital, they made braces for us to make our job a little bit easier. And what they did was help to keep her legs from hyperextending backwards. But they also helped to make her legs stronger so that it would make our job easier as far as walking her around the nursery and building up her strength. All right, there.
One of the greatest pleasures in life is watching a child do what it does best, frolic around, enjoying herself by running free.
I'd say that animal's legs are doing well.
There seems to be no problem with him at all.
No problems as far as I could see. The only problem was getting Callie to slow down for a bottle feeding. Unfortunately for me, Callie liked my hair a lot more than the bottle.
Jack, you're real lucky. We call that giraffe moose, and there's not very many people that get to experience that.
Oh, this is giraffe moose?
Yeah.
Oh, very funny, Kelly. Thanks so much for taking care of me today.
Anytime you need a hairdresser, just call Callie.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm sorry, I've got to go right now. I know my appointment's only half an hour long. Excuse me.
Baby animals are at the heart of any zoo. Here at the Busch Gardens Animal Nursery, they get lots of tender, loving care and the most advanced medical attention possible. This is a baby impala, only 4 days old, and it's native to Africa. You had enough to eat yet? You might think you're on the African plains, but right here in Tampa, Florida, at Busch Gardens, you can enjoy the spectacular sight of wild animals, doing what comes naturally. And that includes having babies, lots of them. Throughout the park, the natural mothers usually care for their own offspring. But sometimes, just like with human infants, the baby animals need a little extra help to get a good start in life. Every year, about 300 of them spend some time in the nursery with their surrogate moms. During park hours, the nursery is one of the most popular attractions, but baby care goes on 24 hours a day. Oh, those 3 a.m. feedings. This is Lisa Harris, who's a supervisor of the nursery here at Busch Gardens. Lisa, what's it like to be the mother of birds and antelope and monkeys? You know, that's incredible.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Every day is something different, and we have a special opportunity to watch the babies develop.
Now, I've been watching these little things here. It looks like a chicken.
These are blue and gold macaws, and actually...
That's a blue and gold macaw?
Yes.
Can you hold one?
One of the questions we get when we have these little babies in the window, people cannot believe that these would be the beautiful parrots, those very large parrots that you see.
Wow. That is a parrot?
This one here is only about 3 or 4 days old.
Can we see some more animals?
Sure we can.
All right. The Busch Gardens nursery is one of the finest I've ever seen. Each animal gets individualized, round-the-clock attention, has its own feeding schedule and baby formula, and is monitored and weighed daily to make sure it's growing properly. Babies come here for many reasons. A mother might abandon them, but more often it's because they have a medical problem or the mother's unable to care for them.
Carissa is a baby owl monkey. They're native to South America, but Carissa was born right here at Busch Gardens. When she was 2 months old, her mother died, and so she was brought into the nursery because she had been still getting milk from her mom, so she had to learn how to take milk out of a syringe from the nursery people. Since she's gotten a little older, you can see she's eating adult food. In the wild, they would eat insects and leaves and vegetation, also some fruits. And one of her favorites is the green bean because probably it's so colorful and also it's a nice crunchy texture. You know, like when you want to chew on something, you want to crunch it. She likes to crunch that.
Babies are not only blessed events, they can ensure the survival of a threatened species. I think the winner of any baby animal contest would have to be Benny. He was born. I think the winner
I think the winner of any baby animal contest. I think the winner of any baby contest would have to be me. He was born just a month ago. Luckily for him, his mother took care of him, so he didn't have to go to the nursery, because I may have to go to the hospital. Come on, here you come on. You are absolutely the cutest thing I've ever seen.
But he's wild. He's full of curiosity right now.
He looks like he doesn't weigh much, but that thing is strong. How much does he weigh?
He weighs about 250 pounds right now. He was about 195 to 200 at birth.
That's a big baby. Benny, aren't you tired? Tell me the truth now. You've got to be tired here. Hey.
No, take a long.
Benny, why don't you sit down and rest a minute? You're getting me tired looking at you. Now, right back here, is that the father?
Yeah, that's Papa.
He's not allowed to come in here right now?
If something happens to the baby, they're very, very protective.
Right.
And we're afraid maybe the father would be overly protective and inadvertently hurt the calf. We don't know. So it's best to keep them separated. Even through the fence, they get to see each other. They get to communicate. So.
Now, Roman, the baby sometimes looks like it's doing what the mother is. Is she teaching it anything?
Well, you notice what she just did is she pushed the baby back, tried to push the baby back underneath her legs, just to keep her in control. That's security for the babies. That's her security blanket, and Mama. That's a good way to Mama to keep a close eye out on the baby.
Now I noticed the mother's her breasts are very large. How much? There's a lot of milk in there.
A lot of milk. There are probably 4 to 5 gallons of milk in there, but the baby won't drink that much.
Right.
Baby elephants drink very small amounts in spurts.
A lot of times a day.
Many times a day, yes.
You've got to feel real lucky to be able to work with an animal as cute as that every day.
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate. Yeah, I'm doing exactly what I've wanted to do.
Well, I tell you, you've allowed me just 30 minutes, and it's been 30 minutes I'll never forget. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Great.
He doesn't want me to leave. He wants to go back to Columbus. I've got to go. See you later. Yeah. Oh, look at this. He's got to go with me. It's hard to believe that 66 million years ago, Fossil Rim used to be part of the Gulf of Mexico. Dinosaurs actually used to live here. And what's even more amazing is that all these fossils are everywhere. And to be this old, I guess that's how they got the name Fossil Rim.
These life forms from the dinosaur age have long been extinct. Today, Fossil Rim's mission is to rescue as many species as possible before they too meet the same fate. Top priority is given to breeding the rare African white rhino. Just hours old, the first white rhino ever born at Fossil Rim brings hope for the future breeding of these ancient creatures. Weighing in at 120 pounds at birth, this baby will gain strength and begin to grow until it reaches its adult weight of around 3 tons. Success in breeding and raising cheetahs in captivity has come slowly. Breeding centers like the Fossil Rim Wildlife Center in Texas have resorted to novel ways of bringing up babies. Fossil Rim animal care specialist Mary Jo Stearns is raising 2 cheetah cubs in her own home with a little help from a friend.
Helps raise the baby cheetahs?
This is their surrogate mother.
This is the darndest thing ever. We've raised a lot of cheetahs, but look at this. I can't believe it doesn't bite its head off.
Oh, no. She loves babies, any kind of babies. She's raised a hoofstock, lots of hoofstock, and all kinds of cats.
Now, these little babies, they're special. Tell me about these babies.
Their mother was born here at Fossil Rim, and she had not reproduced. She's fairly young. And she was one of the cats that we artificially inseminated, and this litter resulted.
Now, the reason for hand-raising these right now is what?
These are going to be our ambassadors for Fossil Rim. We hope to educate people with these cats, and also we want to get some cats that we can work with as they get older. Since cheetahs have so much trouble reproducing, that we can work with them when they're adults.
Oh, Daisy, you snuck in there. It's amazing to watch her. It's great. She just absolutely crawled all the way across the room without you and me knowing this to get on this bottle.
As these young cubs grow in the safety of a human world, they will always carry within them the instinct for survival of the cheetah in the wild.
With me today is Greta McMillan, research coordinator here at the Knoxville Zoo. Now, I'll notice how he's eating that apple with his little paw there. It's almost like a giant panda.
Very much like a giant panda, and that's why they share the name panda. Notice those claws that he has.
It's almost like a little hand on my hand here.
Yeah, and it can clutch because of that opposable thumb.
You're right, the little thumb is something.
It's actually a modified wrist bone.
Boy, they're beautiful. They're almost like a toy.
Yeah, they're actually one of the few animals that's completely furred. They have fur on the bottom of their paws and everything, and that helps with traction. Their long tail helps them to balance as well.
Now, this animal obviously lives at high altitudes.
The red panda's habitat is in China and Nepal in the Himalayan mountains, and their latitude is actually very similar to the latitude we have here in Knoxville. In fact, I think one of the reasons we do so well with red pandas here is because of that latitude similarity. I think that's part of the reason that we're so successful with breeding them. We've had 42 cubs born here at Knoxville.
42?
42, 2 born just recently. The female that had the 2 cubs recently can't feed her cubs anymore. She doesn't produce milk. So we're really lucky in that female will let us feed her cubs for her. We feed them and weigh them on a daily basis.
Oh, they're so little.
They are. They're just 2 days old. Can I give you one to hold while I weigh the other one?
All right.
So let me give you this guy.
Oh, they're so little.
Here they are.
Jeepers. They squeak a little bit. They don't even weigh, I don't know how much they weigh, but this thing doesn't even weigh, doesn't even seem like half an ounce.
Yeah, the one you're holding only weighs about 100 grams. We have to weigh them every day that we feed them, and these guys we're feeding daily, just to make sure that they're growing at a good rate.
I'll put mine in the box?
Yes, please.
Oh, gotta be gentle with that thing.
What a precious animal.
Well, you are even lighter than the other one.
It's really important to have these cubs with their mother so that they can get all the benefits of the maternal care behavior. And in order to do that, we need to try as hard as we can to keep these guys with their mom. If you can possibly keep the cub with the mother, even if you're feeding it, it makes all the difference in the world.
Primates come in all different shapes and sizes, and the smallest of the monkey family is a marmoset. Let's go take a look at one that's as big as my thumb. Hey, Pat, how's a little marmoset today?
He's doing pretty well, Jack. I was just about to feed him. Would you like to help me?
Yeah.
The only thing is you'll just have to put these things on.
Yeah, Dr. Jack. Now, this is because of germs.
Right, exactly. Because he's not able to be with his mother right now, we're kind of acting as surrogate parents.
Pat, why isn't this little guy with his mother?
The mother had triplets, and although that's not totally unheard of, it's a little bit uncommon. Twins are more common, and it's hard for a female to have enough milk to raise 3 at a time.
Oh, I see. So you have to take care of one
right.
of them. Golly day. Looks like he's doing good.
Yep, he's a good eater.
Now, how long did it take you to get him to learn how to eat?
Actually, he was hungry from the very beginning.
How do you burp him?
In the wild, of course, they'd be riding on the parent's back, so they'd have a lot of movement going on. So we kind of have to simulate that after he's been fed. So we give him a little ride here, just in the incubator.
Oh, that's like burping?
This is just like burping. Okay. We'll go ahead and weigh him first. That's a real good indicator for us how he's doing. We'll get him on this washcloth.
Oh, because you know how much a washcloth weighs?
Exactly.
Now, he has to hold on to something.
Right. It's much more comfortable for him. Here, if you want to put him on the scale.
Well,
much more comfortable for him.
You can now see what he looks like.
Exactly. You can see the markings on the tail and everything. He's a very active little guy, as you can see.
Now, just lay him here?
Uh-huh.
What's he weigh?
0.034 kilograms.
He didn't even weigh an ounce.
No. I think we'll go ahead and put him back.
All right. I'm going to come by here every day.
Okay, thanks for your help.
Now, how much weight will he gain a day?
He's not even gaining 0.01 at this point, but he's gaining that about every other day. So he's doing pretty well.
Look at his little face. Oh, look at Dad. He's shutting his eyes. He's going to sleep.
When you talk about unusual animals, you've got to include the quadrumundi, sort of a Latin American version of the raccoon. This pair recently had babies, but Mom couldn't care for them. So I found them hanging around the zoo nursery with Denny Rolling.
Now, what's this one's name?
Jack.
Jack.
And this one's Leon, and this is Kathy, the one climbing up. She's always been the best climber.
Now, these are how old?
47 days.
And how often do you have to feed them? All night long?
Well, we've cut down their feedings now, so they're only getting like 5 feedings a day.
5 a day? They're kind of messy, aren't they?
Yes.
What is this stuff we're feeding anyway?
This is strained banana with high-protein baby cereal added to it. But they also eat right now, they've got a plate over here with chopped banana, an apple and yam and carrot and some grapes.
What are you going to do with Jack?
That's a good question.
A lot of people say that. That's a good question. What are you going to do with Jack? Maybe I'll take Jack back to Columbus. Hey, Jack. Is this Jack only now?
Yeah.
Hello, Jack. What's he doing? Is he going to the bathroom?
Well, he doesn't have that look on his face at the moment. He's very curious about things and anything that's different.
It's me. He likes me. This thing's been up here for about an hour.
He's the most curious. He likes to be held and better than the other two.
That's me. That's Jack. Here he goes. Here he goes. Don't fall, Jack. Don't fall.
If the Dutch had a national bird, it might very well be the white stork, made famous in folklore and legend.
These are the storks that were supposed to bring babies. And there was a time when every village in the Netherlands had its own nesting pair. But about 10 years ago, these birds almost disappeared. However, thanks to people like Fritz and Alice Koopman, these storks have made a real comeback. Ready to go feed them?
We go feed them, yes.
Okay.
We do.
This is the De Lakara Stork Station, one of 12 in the country set up to save the species. In Dutch, De Lakara means a place to lure storks to, and it certainly lives up to its name.
How many storks a day come here?
Normally 80, 90
Wow.
storks. Yes, we say it is here like Kennedy Airport. They fly in, they fly out the whole day.
The storks fly in from their long African migration to nest in Holland. There's already more than 60 chicks here, and this baby boom is a tribute to the Koopman success. Once the birds hatch, though, their job is only beginning. If the chicks need a little extra attention, elves must be ready to step in.
So these are your babies? How old are they?
7 days and 10 days.
Oh, wow.
But I will feed them now.
Oh, so pretty.
And we must feed them every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours?
Yes.
Wow. What's his names?
They have no name, Fritz and Els.
I like that, Fritz and Els. That's good. You are cute. They're so ugly, they're cute. Hello. Hello.
They were very skinny, and now they are nice. You can see here. Here it comes. No, come.
Come. Golly day. Look at him eat. So the red tweezers looks like a mother's beak.
Yes, now I'm the stork mother.
I can't get over how they can eat such...
It's okay.
They gonna eat all this? They eat all this?
No. You must offer always more than they can eat.
Oh, I see. What's this stuff here?
It's water.
Water.
With a little bit
Vitamins.
Vitamins. Too much?
Boy.
Thank you.
Is he saying thank you? It's a funny sound they make. Thank you. Thank you.
They go back to the nest.
Back to mother.
To the nest.
When they're grown up, the stork's clattering can be a kind of courtship greeting. Maybe it's time for more babies. We're here at Shamu Stadium to do a little whale watching and talk about one of the top predators of the ocean, the killer whale. And with me is Al Garver from SeaWorld.
Well, Jack, we'd like to welcome you to Shamu Stadium. You're absolutely right. The killer whales are one of the top predators in the sea. They probably have a reputation that is worse than they really deserve.
Is this the mother and the baby?
That's right. This is Kasaka. She's our newest mom. She had her calf Takara in July of last year, so she's just about 7 months old now.
She was born right here in front of the public?
That's right, right here in the front pool. In fact, she was born almost down at the bottom of the pool, about 36 feet. She came right up next to Mom, took her first breath of air. About 16 hours later, she began nursing. And the mother's milk is very rich, very high in fat content that allows the killer whale calf to put on weight very rapidly.
And she weighed how much when she was born?
About 350. We estimate that she's about 800 pounds now. The calf will mimic Kasaka on a lot of different things, and this has been progressing as she's gotten older. We've seen her imitate a behavior called the fluke wave, where she's getting her head down in the water when Mom does the same thing and has her flukes up out of the water. There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Now there's Mom's tail flukes. Let's see if baby, there she comes. A little bit. She's got her flukes just under the surface. And
oh, she's trying. I see.
There. So
she did. Oh.
One day we were doing a jump along the front of the pool with Kasaka, and the calf just followed along, and she was just up in the air and wah! Like she didn't know what she was going to do. But she had a lot of fun doing that, I think, and she's kept imitating that behavior.
Now, when will the baby leave the mother?
Takara and Kasaka will become more and more independent over the coming years. She'll be close with her mom, they will interact a lot together, but she'll also spend a lot of time interacting with the other whales, and that'll just grow naturally.
I decided to check out Takara's future playmates for myself at the Killer Whale Show and got a little more than I bargained for. Since 1984, the Monterey Bay Aquarium has been a rescue center for abandoned or orphaned sea otter pups. Sea otters were once plentiful along the coast of California, but heavy hunting for their fur brought them near extinction. Today, their numbers have begun to come back, but every otter pup is precious. 4 of the early successes of the program are now residents of the aquarium, every day delighting visitors with their play.
They are extremely playful. The ice cubes that were fed on the exhibit are just freshwater ice cubes, and our 4 resident otters really like them. It's just something fun to them.
A baby sea otter is almost completely helpless. The first problem the aquarium had to solve was how to wean a sea otter pup and keep it alive in captivity. The second, much more difficult problem was how to raise the otter so that it could be returned to the wild. In nature, the baby otter depends on its mother for everything: nutrition, protection, and learning the skills it'll need to survive. If it's to survive in the wild, it needs to know basic skills, things like cracking open shells to get at food. So otter care specialists began acting as surrogate mothers for the orphaned pups. Bonding and trust were developed. The goal was the release of these otters back into the bay, and the program has been remarkably successful.
Will she eat that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
The next,
When one of the released otters suddenly swam into the bay, Julie and I hurried over to see it.
pounded on the rockwork.
God.
That is a big one. She scored.
Hope it doesn't bite her.
No, it won't. You watch it, she'll bang it on the rockwork at some point, I bet. Yeah.
Man alive.
You really scored. That is huge crab. I mean, look at the pictures on it.
Now this one was raised here?
Yeah, April came in of, let's see, 1989, and we released her in 90. And she was an orphan pup that washed up on the beach, and we spent many days swimming with her in the tide pool in the ocean as part of her training. But we actually spent 42 days round the clock out here. The volunteers and staff slept on this rock here with her.
You released her in this pool here?
Yeah. Well, you see, April, I can't remember if we released her right here in the tide pool. I think we released her right over here on the backside of the aquarium at Hopkins Beach. And here it is, you know, basically a year later.
Yeah.
She has been in this tide pool every day since her release.
And she finds her own food?
Yes. The first month and a half, we did supplement her. One day we just noticed that she was going out and foraging on her own, so we cut the food out and realized she could take care of herself.
What a story. That's neat. I mean, just for me to stand here as a visitor to Monterey Bay Aquarium and be able to see a sea otter in the wild and go back inside and see one in a tank, there's no place in the world you could do that except right here.
Exactly.
It's a big leap from parrots to primates, but Parrot Jungle has a very successful primate breeding program, which means a continuing supply of babies for visitors to get acquainted with. Ape handler Crystal Amaster runs this unusual daycare center.
The work must be incredible, though, with all these, you know, the feeding formulas and the times a day. I mean, it's 24 hours a day work.
It's basically the same as children. The younger they are, the more often they have to be fed. He has to be fed about every 3 to 4 hours. And then these guys are a little bit older, so they have to be fed about 4 times a day.
And they want love. You can see that, you know, this one just wants to be loved like anybody else would.
Very much so.
Yes, you love Jack, don't you?
And they all have individual personalities as well, as you can see.
I'm going to take you and spank this one over here now. Who helps you with all this?
You're about to.
No way. Are you serious?
I take all the help I can get. Whenever someone comes behind this fence, I use them.
Here, Grub, let me change your diaper. Let me change your diaper, Grub.
I had some experience with my 3 girls, but taking care of these babies was a true test of parenthood.
Oh. Hey, come back here. Here, come here.
Okay.
Abby. That's a boy. You hold her up in the air. You hold her up in the air now.
Okay, let me get this animal here.
Okay. Oh, this is not a bad diaper either. Here, Abby, hey, come back. Hey, slow down here. Come here. I'll have to sit you down at the table here. Come here. Come here. One more. Come here. One more. Just one, please, for me. Please, just one. Please. Please, here. Please, just for Jack. All right. Yay! You love his attention. I know what you're doing. You're really not concentrating on eating at all. I can tell. Yeah, I can tell. Now, does he hang around your neck all day long?
Not all day long, but most of the time. He's at the stage right now where he needs to be held all the time. He needs the comfort and the warmth that his mother would give him.
Now, do you have babies?
No, these are them.
God, dang, I go see. Hey, when do they slow down and take a nap?
They don't.
They don't?
No. These babies are...
How are we going to rest?
We don't. When the day's over, that's when you rest and your job is done, when you hand them over to someone else. That's why you're here, Jack, so I can go have some lunch.
No, don't leave me. No, don't leave me alone. Abby.
I'll see you in an hour or two.
No.
Bye.
15 minutes. No, come back here.
Bye.
My only hope was to get these guys to take a nap. I know I was certainly ready for one.
Oh, I was hoping you would show up. I'm getting kind of tired of this crib. I know, I'm in your bed. I know that, okay? I know I'm in your bed. If you come and sleep with me like a good little orangutan, then we can get some rest before she comes back. Come here to see Jack. Come here. Oh, here, now let's go to sleep. Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetops, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. Down will come Jack, cradle went on.